Welcome back. Welcome back. We are live on Instagram. We are live on YouTube. Just adjust the cameras here. Hello guys, welcome. Brandon here again. I'm in the Sawdust studio again today doing a live for you. Have some exciting stuff. I finally finished my walnut cabinet. I'm going to show you that in just a second. I don't have a ton of stuff planned today. I think I'm just going to be kind of showing you guys the walnut cabinet, talking about my process with that, and then I might try to do some dovetailing, attempt to do some dovetailing. I've only tried one other time, so I might give that a shot today using I'm thinking of only using hand tools, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, without further ado, let me introduce you to the final product that we've been working on. Got to swing you guys around here with the camera. And there it is. All right, I need to adjust both of the cameras so we can see here. It's going to be a little difficult to do. All right, here, let me adjust this. I have, just so you guys know, I have YouTube and Instagram going at the same time. So I got two phones trying to make them work at the same time. Looks like we got a decent shot here for both cameras. All right, well, here it is, the walnut cabinet that I've been working on. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. So here's what we're looking at. So I decided, excuse me, basically in the design process, with designing this, I wanted to make it for tea cabinet. So basically I have some boxes of tea. My wife and I drink a lot of tea. So basically I was going to put some tea boxes in these little cubbies just to have a nice little cabinet to store it in, instead of just throwing it all on our counter and stuff. But I really wanted to make a piece that was just versatile, that I was going to have for a really long time. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. We got this beautiful figured walnut. It's got a lot of grain movement in it. I'll get you guys some close-ups in just a minute, but kind of show you the gist of it. So I have these doors as well, are really cool looking, that I found, kind of these book matched crotch wood. It's really nice looking. And I just finished it this morning with some paste wax. So got that final coat on there. It's super satisfying. So let me show you some of the details. Let me get in here and see if we can get some detail shots for you guys. And again, trying to get both phones working at once here is going to be a bit of a challenge, but I think we can do it. So I don't know how well you guys can see, but I did end up putting some brass pins right here to join these together, because initially I was thinking of doing just kind of a glue joint. And I did end up gluing it up, as you guys saw in the, was it the last live? No. Yes, I can't remember which one it was, but one of the lives before this one, basically I glued these joints up and I didn't have enough clamps. And so basically what was happening was I couldn't get these joints tight enough because I could only clamp it from certain angles. Again, why should you always have enough clamps in your wood shop? However, I didn't have enough clamps, so the glue joints weren't sticking as well as I wanted to, and I actually had one that kind of popped loose after the fact. So I decided that basically I was just going to put some brass rods through to kind of join. Let me show you kind of the top view as well. I have some going right here and here, going through into that piece. And then I also have some going through here into that piece. So it kind of creates this like locking, just an extra measure to make sure that joint's going to stay the way it's supposed to for a long time. Also, I have these doors that I made, these little hinges, and definitely, definitely a challenge So this is my first time actually doing this style of hinge. I know I've seen it a lot on like boxes and stuff like that, but not really on cabinets. And I imagine like with heavy use, you know, if I'm like being really rough with it, it might want to break at this point here and down here. But I'm not gonna, this is gonna be something that's gonna be very gently used, kind of just placed in the kitchen. So I'm not too worried about, you know, rough use and it being really durable or anything like that. But I do feel like this joint is substantial enough to take wear and tear. I'm not worried about it. So basically, again, what I did there was just drilled a hole. I'm not sure how you guys can see. Let me check if you can see that. Instagram and YouTube can both see it. Okay. So basically, I just drilled a hole from here into this other piece, about an inch down, so about a 2-inch little rod. Put that all the way in there, and then filed off the end and sanded it, and it actually worked out really well. I did have to do some finessing because it's a little bit tight in here. And then also this was rubbing a tiny bit back here, so I had to kind of sand that off a little bit. But other than that, I mean, everything turned out really well. I'm really happy with the whole thing. Let me see here, 1 second. We have Instagram. Thanks everybody for joining. Really appreciate you guys checking it out. Stacy Lewis Designs says, really interested in how you made the door handles. Yeah, that was actually, that's another thing that was kind of a guessing game for me. Again, I've never done this specific design of door handle before. So I'll kind of try to give you, I don't know which way is best, but let me see how. So essentially from the front, I'll give you guys a front view here. Just a second. So the front view is basically, I wanted to have, because this grain kind of flows up like this, I wanted to have this curve of the handle where it meets the door follow that grain pattern, just to kind of really make it kind of feel like it's, I don't know, just cohesive and going together. So I definitely had to make that. So basically what I started with, I think there's a video actually on Harvey Industries YouTube where I'm going through and actually cutting the stock for it. And I basically made a piece that was, I want to say it was like 2 inches thick by, it was basically, you know, this long. And then I made it, I think it was like 2 inches thick. And essentially what I did was I had to cut out, let me see if I can get this angle down for you guys. I'm not sure how you can see that or not, but I basically cut kind of like a 45 on one angle like that, and then I just took out the other piece. Man, this is really hard to explain my process for this. Yeah, and then basically I had kind of a, almost like that shape, if you will. And that gives me enough to kind of come out and then angled out like that. And then basically what I did was had to take it on the sander and just kind of round this off here. And then I also had to cut a little groove, basically a notch, for this piece to slide into. Very kind of, I don't know, I was really figuring, this whole cabinet was basically me just kind of figuring it out as I went. So it was kind of a fun little project, but definitely challenged me in a lot of ways, especially these handles. It's definitely some sketchy cutting that I was doing just because the awkward shape and stuff, trying to cut that on the table saw. And then I did try to use the sander as much as possible to kind of shape it and everything. But I'm really happy with how these turned out. I think they turned out really well. And I don't know if you can see or not, but they do, so there's no screws in the back here. Basically what I did was I actually notched out the door here. Here, I don't know if you guys can even see. Sorry guys, I'm having to do all the camera work myself today. My helper should be back next week to do some camera work for me. But for now, it's just me. So let me see if you guys can see this. Kind of. Get it a little closer. Okay. So basically, I'm not sure how well you can see it or not, but I did actually notch in the handle here, so it sits inside the door. So it's inset in this way. And then this piece goes all the way through up until this edge, and then I kind of notched it out. So it's kind of a really odd, like, shape to create, but I'm really happy with how it turned out in the end. Yeah, and then you can see these strips down the back here. So I really didn't want to put them in. However, the doors did have a bit of like I don't know, a bow in it, I guess you could say. And so basically what I was trying to do was I cut a groove out in the back of the door here. And then I tried to use a piece of really hard ipe wood that was really straight and kind of had the opposite bow to it. And so I glued that in there, hoping that it would kind of pull it back to straight. And it did a little bit, not as much as I would like, but it did help a little bit. So I'm at least happy with that. And then, man, look at the figure on these doors. Isn't that great? Look at that beautiful figure that's on there. Super smooth. I sanded it to about, I think, 220. Yeah, sanded up to 220. Finished it with some Minwax antique oil. And that stuff is really great. Basically just slap it on and then wipe the excess away, and it hardens inside the wood, creating a nice durable surface. And then this morning, like I said, I put some wax on it to give it a real nice smooth finish, kind of fill in some of those pores and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of the finished product. I'm really, like I said, I'm really happy with it. The hinges work great. Everything lined up fairly well, as well as I would like for kind of experimenting with a lot of stuff. So yeah, what do you guys think? Any thoughts, any questions? Let me see what kind of wood asked by Forged Anchor Designs. It is walnut. It is some beautiful walnut that I got up in Seattle. Let's see here. Any other questions about it? Kind of a unique piece that I made. It's kind of one of those pieces that I wanted to create just to have in my house as like a showpiece. Somebody says, "Where's Jeremy?" Angry face. Jeremy is back at his home. Unfortunately, he doesn't live out here, so yeah, we can't always have him out here. He does fly out here, I think, once a quarter, and does some content with us. So we're really honored that he's able to do that. Thank you. Somebody said beautiful piece. I appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. Let me show you the back as well. It's kind of cool. So this whole thing's made out of solid walnut, and it's actually made out of 2 boards that were book matched. So basically, it was all 1/2-inch stock that I took it out of. I believe it was started at somewhere around maybe like 8 to 10 inches wide. Ripped it all down and created some stuff out of it. So let me show you the back panel. Back panel is kind of a cool one as well. There we go. So that looks, I don't know, even the back panel looks really cool to me. And so basically what I did was this whole panel is 2 pieces. You can kind of see a glue line here. So 2 pieces that were glued together. And then I created a tongue basically that went all the way around here that fit into the groove, which is in all the outside pieces. So this whole panel is actually floating in the middle. It's not glued in at all. These joints are glued, and then, like I said, the brass rods are holding it in place. And then you can see these little notches here kind of going around. And those are actually from me having to cut out the grooves for the shelves and the upright supports to sit into, because I didn't want anything kind of sliding out of place, as well as I didn't want to put any like nails or fasteners down here. And I didn't really trust just an end glue joint with like a cross grain, like that. I didn't want to just glue like that. I wanted something a little bit better. So I ended up putting some grooves in there, and it ended up turning out really well. I'm really happy with everything about this thing, really. Let me turn it around again for you guys. And there it is. Hey, hey. Hello, JP Woodwork, saying hi. Stacy Lewis Design said front almost looks like an angel, or at least a set of wings. Maybe deserving of a name for the piece. Ooh, that's a good idea. I haven't even thought about naming it. Yeah, I thought of that as well. We were kind of looking at when we were, I was getting some other guys' opinions on kind of the doors and which side I wanted to flip it to. So we had this side, and this is kind of how I ended up setting the doors in the end of it. And then also the other option would be upside down like this, like that. But I don't know, we decided on the other way. And I don't know, I think I really like it the other way better because it does have that angel wing effect to it. Hello there on YouTube. Let's see here, trying to see the chat on YouTube as well. We have AGK Woodworks says hello everyone. Hello AGK Woodworks. So yeah, this is the bottom, and I like it the other way better. So essentially it's the same thing, everything's symmetrical, so I could technically flip it upside down and it's, the inside's gonna be the same. But I just like this orientation better with the doors. Let me see if you guys can see some of the figure inside here too. Just all that beautiful walnut. Really can't get better than that. I don't know, some people like kind of the straight grain look, but to me all that figure in there and everything just shows all the stress that was put on the tree and the history that comes with it. So yeah, that's kind of the finished piece. Oh yeah, there you go. You can kind of see the handles there now. So you can kind of see that curve there. Whoa, don't want to tip it over here. And then from the front view, that's, perfectly swooshed. Perfectly swooshed, because that makes sense. And then it's kind of that profile from the side. But anyways, yeah, that's kind of the cabinet. And yeah, like I said, I'm really happy with how it came out. I did make actually a little adjustment on these. Here, let me show you. Give me 1 second. So I did make a last second design decision on the handles. So initially I had, let me show Instagram first if it'll. So I had kind of a rounded end on it. I'll show YouTube. Kind of a rounded little end on the top and bottom, like that, and then underneath. And it just looked a little too soft for my liking. So I ended up kind of just cutting it flat on both sides, and I just feel like it really helps a lot because I think there's a lot of movement going on anyways, that it doesn't need the rounded caps on the handles themselves, and then everything else is pretty straight and symmetrical. So yeah, I think it works out nicely. Yeah, and I just really wanted to put some thought into even like handle placement on the door. If I wanted to go up higher or lower, but I really thought kind of this is the middle, but I just really liked how, again, it went with the grain there, and then it just kind of complements everything. It just kind of splits the two, this coming up here, and then this swoosh here, kind of breaks everything up. So yeah, that's the walnut cabinet we've been working on. So that's pretty much what I got to show you guys today. Any questions about that other than kind of what I already talked about? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions for me personally? And for those of you who don't know, so I'm at Harvey Industries International, their sawdust studio. So we're kind of creating basically a, tell you what, I'll just do a little shop tour real quick. It's not the prettiest yet, but we're working on it, getting things set up. So we got our G800 dust collector over here. Pretty awesome, that thing is amazing. And then we have our table saw over here, the HW110S, 52 inch. And it's a 4-horse. Also got the slider table attached here. Oh goodness, I almost knocked my cabinet over. Wow. Let's be careful there. Anyways, got our Compass ST1500 slider table. Thing is amazing. Got the little dust collection hood over here. Here, let me kind of get you guys centered. I have to get the phones kind of centered correctly. Make sure everything's working. YouTube, there we go. All right, that's good now. All right, so back to the little shop tour. So we got, again, the little slider table here. Essentially everything that I needed cut on the cabinet that I made, I did on the slider here. It made everything super, just really easy as well as really accurate. So I really love this thing. Next we have our Surf Prep sanding little sucking machine over there. Got that, got a little bench here, sander, got a little DeWalt planer over there. And then over here we have another kind of secondary table saw. This is the Alpha HW110LC. This thing's pretty great, and it has the router table attached here with the old Compass RG2, the Compass RG1. These things are pretty awesome. So yeah, I got the router table set up, got a Bosch router underneath, and then that's connected to our G700. This thing is amazing. I know a lot of you guys have this already or are thinking about it. Definitely, if you are, pull the trigger because that thing is amazing. It's space saving. The suction on it, I mean, you can't beat it. Has remote control. Yeah, really easy to clean the dust ports and everything. It's just really awesome. And then over here we got some boxes that are sitting on there that shouldn't be sitting on there, but we have our Alpha HW615P. It's gonna be our bandsaw. This thing's pretty awesome. To be honest, I haven't really done a lot of work with the bandsaw, or just with bandsaws in general. So I can't tell you a lot of specs on that one, but I can tell you that it does work amazing. And I still need to work on kind of getting it fine-tuned and everything, but the power's there, the accuracy's there, really love it. And then we have our workstation. That is a little bit of a mess, not too bad right now, but kind of got everything on there. Our little jig that we got for shooting videos and stuff like that. And that's pretty much what we got going on so far. And then we also have a little bit of stock from a project we were working on there. Oh, we do have our Turbo TS60 over there, wood lathe. That's pretty much what we got going on. So it's kind of our shop setup for now. We are working on kind of getting it figured out and just getting a setup that works for us. So it's gonna be Sawdust Studios. So that's kind of what that's gonna be. So you might see on Instagram Harvey Industries International, and then you'll see Harvey Woodworking as well as Bridge City Tools, all kind of connected. And then kind of the woodworking community side of it is going to be the Sawdust Studio, which kind of I'm going to be a part of, working with you guys, talking with you guys, creating stuff. All right, so I'm gonna go back to the cabinet for just a second. Get you guys in a good view here. Now we gotta tell me, I need some name suggestions. So set that under there, prop it a little bit. So we have this beautiful walnut cabinet that I created. Need some name suggestions. What do you guys think? So we have kind of some wings that are coming up here. Some really nice figure made out of walnut. Got some crotch wood on the front if you guys want to have fun with that. What do you think? Any name suggestions? Sorry for the wobbly cameras and stuff too. Just trying to see what people are saying here. Aaron O says, beautiful piece. Anything lined up next? Yes, we do have some projects coming up. Today, like I said earlier, I might be doing some dovetail work with some hand tools, just giving it a shot, trying it out. A lot of what I do is just, honestly, just try different stuff and see what works. And always trying to grow my skills and get better at my trade, so. All right, guys, what do you think? Name suggestions? Anything? What should we call this thing? Should call it Betsy, just 'cause. I don't know, what does it look like to you guys? What do you think we should name it? Let's name it Bob. All right. Bob's a good start. I think we could do better, though. We'll have to think a while on the name. That's true. Yeah, I think I'm going to probably wait quite a while to name this thing because put a lot of love and care into it. Don't want to just give it a name all of a sudden just because. Put some thought into it. So one of the projects that we have coming up, to answer Aaron's question, is I'm going to be making a tool display. Let me get you guys kind of seated over here. See if we can get a good camera angle. All right. Yeah, so one of the projects that we're going to be kind of starting on is a display for all of the Bridge City tools. I don't even know how many tools they have. Honestly, I'm pretty new to Bridge City Tools and Harvey Industries myself, so I'm still learning kind of all the tools and stuff, but I am going to make kind of a display for all of them because we do have an upcoming event that's coming up. So we want to be able to just kind of show off all of them, make something really nice, a showpiece. Also, maybe like a display wall for here in the shop or something like that. So that's kind of another project. Hopefully I'll start on maybe next week. It all depends because I have to communicate with some other people about materials and stuff like that. So that's another project that we got coming up. Today, like I said, I'm just going to probably work on trying to do some dovetail stuff, follow along, probably get a good laugh out of it because I don't have the right stuff to do it, but I'm going to try anyways. I do have this little guy here. What does it say? It is a Bridge City Tool Works. It's a TS1V2 tri-square. And it does have the little dovetail angles here for you. It's an 8-to-1 ratio. And I was just thinking before I started this live, I don't remember if the 8-to-1 is for hardwood or if the 6-to-1 is for hardwood. Because I know there's a difference. You guys know? I'm gonna check the comments. If you guys know, let me know. Because I only have an 8-to-1 ratio right now that I'm working with, and I do have over here. I'm gonna do some. I think it's spalted maple and black walnut. So both hardwoods. And I don't know. If I don't know, I'll probably just go with what I got here. But I definitely want to do it right, you know, if there is. So, do you guys know? Anybody know there? All right, so Stacy Lewis Design says 8-1 is hardwood, 6-1 is soft. Awesome. So actually I am using the correct one for this project. Or more this experiment, I should say. It's not really doing a project. I'm more just kind of experimenting and trying to get my skills better. Because I would like to transition to using more hand tools. I don't use a lot currently at the moment, but I'd like to transition to using more. So, as I'm about to set up using the table saw to cut these. How ironic, huh? Okay. And the reason I'm using the table saw is, number one, we're live, so I don't want it forever trying to cut these pieces. And two, I'm not experienced enough to get a really clean square edge. And I don't have a shooting board to use planes to square that edge either, so I'm just gonna do the table saw for now. Get everything nice and square, and then we'll try out the dovetailing. So, just looking at this piece, I think where I want to join the two is gonna be somewhere in here. Yeah, I think I like that. Have this pretty piece on there, that'd be cool. So I'm just gonna kind of do a rough cut here. And make sure the thing's on. Got my dust collection on over there. Just test it out, see if it's working correctly. And it is. And for the YouTube watchers, if you want better audio, I'm wearing a lapel mic, but it's only for YouTube. So if you guys want better audio as I'm talking and kind of explaining what I'm doing or asking questions, stuff like that, jump over to the YouTube live, and that'll be better audio for you. Okay, so everything plugged in, good to go. Before I start, I'm actually just gonna mention, this is like solid hardwood. Watch how clean and well it cuts right through this stuff. I mean, this thing is a 4 horsepower with the slider table. It just makes it like butter going through it. So check it out when I do it. I don't know how well you can hear me, but that's why I use the table saw, because it's just so clean. And I think I'll leave it like that length for now. This one, I want to avoid that and that. That shiny. Oh, my pencil on me. Alright, so I'm gonna rip this one down so that we have the same width. Slide this out of the way. Before I get too far into it, I'm gonna get some glasses. How's that? So, I don't know if that shows, but yeah, that's nice. That's how well the table saw cuts. Just creates a nice smooth band. And it's actually like really smooth too. There's not even saw marks on it. But I don't need that piece. These pieces, however, I do need, now that they're exactly the same width. Jump over to the planer, which I haven't even used here yet, actually. I brought it over from my shop and haven't even used it yet. So, I have to figure out where I want to set it up. I think we're going to set it up about right here. So, let's see. Oh man, you know what I just realized too? I don't have the hose fitting that I need to connect this dust collection. It is a, 3-inch, I think, on there, and I need a 4-inch. I don't know where that is. And I don't think they have an adapter here yet. Man. That's unfortunate. I wonder if we can, All right. So Stacy is saying the wood I'm using is ambrosia maple stuff here. Ambrosia maple, not spalted maple. I don't know. I'm trying to figure stuff out. So let me see something real quick. So again, we're still trying to figure out the shop setup here. But I have a really janky idea to collect these chips. Because they're all gonna shoot out the back here. And I'm just gonna try to suck them up with this thing as they come out. Hopefully that would work. This thing has worked pretty well for other things. If I can go around here, I'm gonna set it up. Need it to be higher though, so that okay, that'll work. I'll send my boards through there. This is again a new shop for me as well as just a new shop in general, so we're just still trying to get things set up that work efficiently. So I'm gonna try some stuff out. Hopefully next week I can find the adapter that goes on the end of this thing. That way we can attach it directly to the hose. That way we're not shooting chips everywhere. There we go. Turn this guy on. Give it a test. So basically what I'm doing is, here, let me shut that back off. Essentially what I'm doing is trying to create like a dust hood because all these chips are gonna fly out of here. Hopefully I'm gonna catch them in there. So that's the idea. We'll see if it works. Maybe I'll have you guys, no, I'll put you guys over here so you can see. Let's see how this works. If it works. All right. Got that set up. I do need to test this. All right, that's on. Now the maple is going to be thicker, so I'm going to start with that first to see how. Right. I'm just going to take light passes off to begin. Finish cuts, dimensioning cuts. All right. Hopefully I don't get too much tear out on this one. I'm going to keep that. And then I'm going to see if I grab my earplugs, because these are pretty loud machines here, if I have them. All right. Let's give it a shot. Okay, so didn't work as great as I was expecting, but got a little bit of dust coming out. Honestly, not that bad though. So yeah, I'm gonna swing you guys over here. I'm trying to get you guys doing some detail work here because I'm gonna be kind of working right here on this corner, I think. Okay, so nice and smooth, same thickness, perfect, same width, perfect. Now I have my ends to do here. So, like I said, I would consider myself a complete newbie when it comes to dovetailing. So honestly, I don't even know how to set it up, but I'm gonna just go for it, and I think I'm just gonna try here. And I tell you what, I'm actually gonna swing you guys to my vise over here. I'm gonna go right here to the vise. Work with that. And I do need to check the battery actually on the YouTube side. Ooh, I am on 5%. Alright guys, well, I'm gonna lose the audio on YouTube because I have to plug in the phone, so it might be a little worse audio for you guys. One second here. Sorry for the shakiness. Just trying to get this phone set up over here so that we don't die on us. Alright, we are plugged in. Hopefully that fixes the problem. So, let's give it a go. Let's try to figure out dovetailing. Said it once and I'll say it again. I don't really know what I'm doing here, so I'm just gonna figure it out. Just a drink of water. Man, I know there's guys out there that make dovetails look so easy. So easy, but they are indeed not easy. And I don't even honestly remember what the first step is here. Obviously I need to know set up which one's which here, which is gonna go where. And I do not remember which you do first, which one you cut in first, if you do the pins or the, see, again, I'm a noob at this, but I'm trying it. I'm just going for it here, folks. Now I need to find my measuring tool here. And I didn't even measure these to a certain width. Let me see what we're looking at here. Shy of 3¼ or 3½, excuse me. Just shy of 3½. So I do want that to sit. That. And then I'm gonna have this one go into it. Also, I'm going to be marking this with just a regular knife too. I'm not even going to use a like good old Irwin knife, razor blade. So I'm trying to remember what. Bear with me as I figure this out, because we did that. Maybe I'll just use the ends as reference here for that. Like that. I don't know, guys. I'm just trying it. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to learn here. Okay, so that, and then maybe we'd set it up like that. Just again use this as reference. Just lightly do that to see where that would put me if I did it there. I actually don't mind that at all. I think that'll work perfect for my needs anyways. I'm just practicing. So I'm just going to do that. Do that. All right. I believe I already messed it up, guys. I think I already messed it up. If I get you guys a little closer. Downward angle going. A bit awkward here, but so I want those pins to be on the outside. You know what? That's fine. I'm not worried about it. It's practice, right? And then, okay, so that. And then I want this piece to go on there like that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do there is with this guy. I'm gonna get my thickness here. It's right where I want it. Okay. I'll make a mark on there with that. I feel like I'm probably gonna screw something up at some point here. Okay. And I should really flip this around so I can do it easily over here. Hang on one second, guys. Okay, that side's laid out. I believe I need to do it to the other side as well. If I can hold this down, just put it in here. hold that for me, would you? Thanks. Oh, it's so awkward with cameras. I don't know how people do it. And I'm using my left hand here, which I am right-handed, so. But I think we're almost there. All right. There's that. I need to trace down my lines with the square on that. Make sure everything's square. No dovetail expert, but I do like working with precision, so I'm gonna try to do this as precise as I can. See if we can't get a good fit. So far, so good. I guess I should probably talk a little louder for you guys since I don't have my mic on, so you can hear what I'm saying. I don't know, maybe I'm just screaming in the mic now. Oh. Okay. Now, on the other side here, same thing. Switch to left-handed. All right, so I think that's pretty much what I'm looking at there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and try to cut these out. I have this guy to work with, which I'm gonna use to try it out. I don't know if this is even supposed to be for dovetailing. It says it is a JS5 6-inch Dozuki. And I am not Japanese, so I have no idea what that means. But I'm gonna use it for this to give it a shot. And I'm staying well clear of the line just because I don't trust my sawing at the moment. Okay. One down. Next one. And I can definitely tell this is not meant for this application, just because the teeth are too small and it takes quite a bit to get through it here. Staying clear of my lines, make sure I'm not overcutting anything. I'm getting close to my line there, so I'm going to try to stray away a little bit. Getting real close to my line on that side. It is nice that this is a really thin blade though. Okay. Thomas Fine Woodworks, maker of the saw. It is Bridge City Toolworks. Let's see if we can get a close up for you. There you go. Made in Japan. JS5 6-inch Dozuki, Portland, Oregon. And we do have a whole set of saws, but this is just the one I'm using for now. And again, I don't know if this is even the right saw for this application, but I'm just going to use it because that's what I have for now. I'm sure you guys probably know which one I'm supposed to be using. And I know that this is not a dovetail saw. Or maybe it is. Maybe it's a Japanese dovetail saw. I don't know. So if I'm being honest, this is literally the second pair of dovetails I've ever done. The first was out of poplar, and it was pretty rough. So I'm gonna try to make this one a little bit better than those. Also, I don't have is it a scroll saw? The one that to cut these out? I don't have that, so I might have to chisel all these out. So it might take a little longer than ideally would, but that's all right. We're just gonna give it a shot. So let me. Oh, Stacy Lewis says that should be their 6-inch dovetail saw. All right, well, I think it is a dovetail saw then. Maybe I am using it correctly. Good guess, huh? So now I'm gonna take my 1/4 inch beautiful, expensive cobalt chisel. No, it's not. But that's what I'm gonna use for this application because, oh, also, I need to mark which ones I'm cutting because I did not want to cut the wrong ones here. Wait, am I doing this right? Yep, I'm doing this right, okay. So on each of these, I stayed about an 1/8 inch roughly away from my lines so that I can go back and use my sharp chisel to clean it up nice and flat and straight. Get it square and everything, so. All right, let's see what we can do here. Got my old Thor mallet that I made. Finish this carved in there. So we're gonna see what we can do here. Just kind of start chiseling away. One thing that would be really helpful right now is the arc hold downs that Harvey makes. However, I don't know where one is for the bench top right now, so I'm just gonna use a clamp at the moment. Might be quite tedious for some folks, but it's all right. Just chipping away here. One thing I did just realize is that I could take this over to the table saw kind of make quick work of this. So I might just do that. Would that make it a... Would that eliminate the fact that it would be a hand-cut dovetail then? No, I don't think so, would it? I don't know, what do you think? But for the sake of time, that's what I'm gonna do. At least to get most of it out. And then I'll come back with a chisel and clean everything up anyways. Okay, so we'll run over to the table saw. Over here. Sure if I want to do that, if that's safe or not. We're gonna go for it. Got a good chunk of it out there. Let's see here. Got a good chunk of it out of the way. Now we can go back over here and start cleaning it up. Getting quite a messy little workbench going here. I'm gonna put a sacrificial piece underneath just because when I was chiseling it was kind of putting some dents from the bench into it, so. Now I should be able to just kind of go back and clean this up a little bit. see if we can. This might be a bad idea, but I'm gonna see if I can break this off. Yeah, that's a bad idea. We're not gonna do that. You do this kind of stuff and you don't know what you're doing, it definitely makes you appreciate the guys who do this for a living, that actually do like dovetail joinery as their profession. It's just quite wild knowing that they do that all the time. Because, man, obviously I know, again, I don't have the right tools and I don't have the right knowledge to really know what I'm doing here, but even so, like, this is definitely very challenging for me, but that's okay. I like a challenge, and apparently I like doing challenges while live on Instagram. Cool. All right, almost there. All right, that's a good start. Now, I need to slowly start shaving this off here. Inching closer and closer. What time is it here? I don't even know how long we've been going. About an hour and a half. Surf prep sanding joint. Hey, surf prep sanding. Myers Woodshop says, oh baby, that slider. Yeah, the slider is amazing. Love that sliding table. Makes my life so easy. Definitely a worthwhile investment. And it's extremely versatile too, that slider table. You can do a lot of stuff with it. If there's anything you learned from this live, it should be that you shouldn't trust me with dovetail advice. Because I don't know what I'm doing. I have the slightest idea. That's about it. Okay, like where those are at. I'm gonna flip it over now. See where we're at here. That's close. Too close. Okay, I like where that's at so far. Now I think I'm gonna try to get the ends cleared up. Still need to do a little bit more work there, but let's see, would it be better over here or over here? Over here. All right, that's locked into place. We'll grab a wider chisel and start shaving it down. That one looks pretty good. I like where that one's at now. Keep going. Cool. Well, I think that's the first one that's pretty much done. No problem. There's a little slip there. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. Really just trying to take my time with these because I want to get them nice and tight. I don't want there to be any gaps or anything. I really want to make it, just challenging myself to make it as well as I can, as precise as I can. That's why I'm just shaving off a tiny bit at a time. almost done here. Alright, so those planes are good to go. Now I just need to work on these bottom section. So looking pretty good so far. I just need to work on cleaning this up down here, these corners and everything. It is a little loud in here because we do have some forklifts going. Oh man, this is too shy. I do have another chisel, but it is in bad shape. It's a construction chisel, so can't really, like a 1/2 inch one that I could use, but it's in bad shape. I don't really feel like sharpening it. So I'm just gonna try to keep going with the 1/4 inch so we get it flat enough here. I'm not busting out any lines over here. right, folks. How's that? Not too bad. Get a good camera angle there. Not too bad. See the end pins. It's a good start. For Instagram over here. Let's get some close-ups. Not too bad. What's up for Instagram? That's what we're looking at. Not too bad. For my second ever dovetail attempt, I'm happy with it so far. It's coming along. So let's get the cameras back up here. And go. Alright, I stand there. I don't even know if you guys can see me or not, but hey, thanks for watching today, guys. Really appreciate your support. And I think that's going to be it for me today. It is 2 o'clock, so I'm in a 2-hour live stream today. Not too bad. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed the walnut cabinet that we finished up. And yeah, just trying some stuff, experimenting. I'm looking for tips and tricks too, but I also have a few that I'll mention along the way for you guys. So again, thanks for watching, and appreciate the support. So we'll see you guys soon. To check out my content is Alder Craftsmanship. I'm mainly on Instagram, so check that out. And also check out Sawdust Studio. That's going to be all this stuff here. The lives and the different videos that we're going to be putting out is Sawdust Studio and Harvey Industries International, as well as Bridge City Tools. So thanks, guys, and we will see you next week. Same time, 12 Pacific time. So tune in every Thursday. All right? I will see you guys next week.